This segment of DelmarvaLife is brought to you by Landmark Insurance and Financial Group.
All right, pop quiz. What do you know about flood insurance? It's not something you probably think about very often. Unfortunately, it's a topic surrounded by a whole bunch of myths.
Yeah, for one thing, flooding is a risk no matter where you live. And the damage a flood can cause is definitely not worth that risk. So here to debunk these myths and explain more are Heather McClanahan. She is the Vice President and a personal lines agent, as well as Shalina Lockwood, a commercial line account manager. Thank you both for being here
Thank you
this
for having
afternoon.
us. Thank you.
So we mentioned that flooding really is a danger to
It
all.
is.
Why is that?
It is, because it can happen so quickly and not always is it expected. So we're here to advise, why it's important for property owners, renters, as well as business owners to carry flood insurance, even if they're not in a high-risk flood zone. The definition of flood is water that covers 2 acres, 2 properties. Does not matter what occurs first, and it doesn't matter how the water gets there.
Oh.
Just a couple weeks ago, there was some states out in the Northeast that got hit with 9 inches of rain over 45 minutes, causing flash floods. And it was unexpected.
Yeah.
So that's why it's very important that people have coverage in place before a storm.
So does home insurance usually cover typical
No.
flood? No?
No.
That's a myth, right?
Yes, and a lot of people do think it does, but no, it is a separate policy.
Oh,
And it doesn't cover your contents either. Not just your home, but your contents in the home. So a lot of people think, oh, I have flood insurance on my building, but my homeowners will cover my contents. That is not correct. Nothing is covered. And as well as on a business policy. A business policy will not protect a business owner's personal property either. They have to have a separate policy.
Oh, there you go.
I know what I'm going to be doing when I get home.
Right. So, okay, well, let's talk about some government programs. Where
Okay.
do they come in when it comes to taking care of any damages?
So FEMA will step in if the state is declared a natural disaster, but that's not always the case. So we, like Sandy, for example, FEMA did step in. The governor did declare the state a national disaster, and FEMA came in. And it did help some people that did not have coverage in place. But then 9 years to the date, we had another freak storm in Crisfield, and there was no help for that because it wasn't a natural disaster. It was just a freak flooding that happened.
Right.
High tide came in. Yes.
And
got
next thing
everybody.
you know, the town was flooded.
So expenses for this kind of flooding usually pretty high.
Oh yes.
1 inch of water can do $25,000 worth of damage.
1 inch of water.
1
1
inch of water. Up to, could be more, to a home or a business.
Okay, so let's talk about what Landmark Insurance can do.
So Landmark, we partner with the NFIP, which is the National Flood Insurance Program. They are under the FEMA government, and we can write up to policies on a homeowner's, a single family dwelling, 250,000, that is the max, and 100,000 contents. On the building side, the max is, I believe, 500,000.
Some we can go a little higher with Neptune.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you have had to handle flood insurance damages and taking care of it.
I was not there during Hurricane Sandy.
Right.
We have done some smaller floods I've handled, but I was not there for the bigger ones. So
I was there.
hopefully
This
that
is
does
gotta-
not happen again.
This has got to be a tough job. On
It
your part.
is. It is, because it affects you personally as well as your business. So we lived where we got hit.
Yeah.
So we got hit with the storm personally, and then had to deal with it every day, helping our clients. And I mean, it was months.
It's heartbreaking.
And months
I bet.
of claims coming in. 3 months later, we still had claims coming in.
Wow.
And that's why it is so important to have flood insurance.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people think I paid off my home, I don't need to have that extra expense.
Oh yeah, you do.
And then
It's the
something
first thing to
happens.
go. As
Yeah.
soon as somebody pays their mortgage off, usually if they have a government-backed mortgage, then they are required to carry flood insurance. And as soon as they pay it off, it's the first thing to go. And people tell me it's because they don't want it.
They don't want to pay it.
It's a waste of money.
It is
doesn't
it is
cover
a full
anything.
pay annual thing. So that's an expense, but it's important.
Yeah, because the weather we've been having, you
Do
just
not
never know.
It's rained every day.
I know.
Yeah,
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 the
and
storms that we've been having here in the last couple weeks, we could easily, it rains in all 50 states. So if
Right.
something like that happened here, you would see catastrophic flooding.
You don't need it.
Until you need it.
till you need
Yes,
it.
Right.
yes.
Heather McClanahan and Shalina Lockwood, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I learned a lot.
I'm trying to make
If
notes
you
here
want to
get
know
home.
more, just give us a call.
Give us a call.
Absolutely. And we will have all of your information on our website, DelmarvaLife.com.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.